The fundamental problem with Chairman Wheeler's thinking is more government involvement makes the government better. It does not. That's the fundamental flaw. 3 unelected bureaucrats are going to say, look, we know Tennessee. You passed this law. You went to the House. You went to the state Senate. The governor signed it. Screw all y'all. And screw everybody that elected all those people. We're going to jam this down your throats. I know 20 states said, we realize government broadband is a disaster, but we think it's okay, even though all evidence points to it being a disaster, and we're going to ramrod these 20 states and roll them and impose more government money down the throats of the states to be wasted in that black hole that is municipal broadband. At some point, even if it's worked in time and time again, it hasn't. The $7.2 billion in stimulus in the 2009 stimulus bill that went to government broadband has been an unmitigated disaster. There's not one example to which any of those clowns can point and legitimately say, hey, it worked here. Competition's great if it's private company versus private company. It is distinctly unfair to tax a private company and take that tax money and use it to fund a competitor to their business. That's fundamentally unfair. They always talk about fairness. That's fundamentally unfair. 2, if you've got a private sector broadband company applying for right-of-way permits and pole attachment permits versus a government asking the government for pole attachment fee permissions and right-of-way permissions, who's the government going to favor, themselves or their competitor? There's the Yellow Pages rule. The Yellow Pages rule says if you can find it in the Yellow Pages, the government shouldn't be doing it. Because the private sector does everything better, cheaper, faster than the government. It is not competition to insert the government. It is the antithesis of competition. It is the building block for monopoly government-only service. It's single-payer government broadband. So on one track, you have the government saying, Chairman Wheeler, we're going to steamroll all the states with laws. First of all, it amazes me. He's got 30 states that don't have these laws. I don't know why he wouldn't concentrate on those 30 states, many of whom have Democrat governors and Democrat legislatures, but to out of the gate say, we're going to jam it down the throats of 20 states that realize this is a dumb idea, just shows how much regulatory hubris and authoritative hubris he has. And 2, it shows how rigidly insistent they are on building out the government alternative to all the private sector broadband. So then on the separate track, along with the government broadband build out, is we're going to do as much as possible, as quickly as possible, to short circuit the private sector internet. And then, so we can corral all that infrastructure and investment into the government broadband. This latest move, whether it's reclassification, whether it's net neutrality at all, whether it's preempting state law, this is all Chairman Tom Wheeler having a pen and a phone, and Congress be damned, state law be damned, we're just going to steamroll ahead with what we think is best. They're going well outside the bounds and the confines of the law. They're making stuff up as they go. Whatever they want is the law of the land at that moment.